This episode of Late Night with Ed Money is brought to you in part by Gubba Rum, where it's handcrafted artisanal rum in amazing flavors like vanilla and coconut in a striking hand-painted bottle. You can get this at your local spirit store or order direct from them. You just go to gubbarum.com or 617-964-6299. That's Gubba Rum, America's newest handcrafted rum. And Ziggy's Pub and Restaurant, located in downtown Amherst. And if you're local to them, dial for carryout at 440-985-FOOD. Or go to their website, which is ziggyspubandrestaurant.com. If it's a sporting event that you want to see, don't forget your sunglasses, because they have so many 4K TVs it'll burn your retinas. So go to Ziggy's Pub and Restaurant in downtown Amherst.
We hope you're enjoying your visit here this evening. Now, on with the show.
I'll make it go away. Oh, my bad. You gotta start that over.
Warning, what you're about to hear is an adult show. You'll hear anecdotal stories and humorous situations meant for adults. In essence, kids, don't listen or try this at home. Everything you're about to hear is done by drunk, trained professionals. Now enjoy the show.
Deep within the pit of despair, balls of Christ, dude.
Okay, and why, hello, my friends. You're listening Late Night with Ed Money here on the website, which is edmoneylive.com, where it's real people have real conversations about life. You can reach us on a ton of sites. Just go to the main site, download any way you can. Check out the YouTube, the BitChute, like, share, subscribe, tell two friends, tell the cat, the dog, your fish, lizard, whoever you can find that can operate a computer, have them get on and like, share, and subscribe. So thank you for all the things you do. Thank you for the music. Thank you for always listening and being a part of all the years that we've been doing it. Now in 2022, you're always listening to myself, Ed Money. Right over here is CPAP Chuck.
What's up? No sound effects. And while we're at it, check out our sponsors. Click on their links.
Yeah, on the right-hand side. It's on the right-hand side. I'm going to be adding more because the agency has sent me little notices that people want me to fill out their information too. Like that you can, the fresh meal plan and the Ella Parodies. You can see those links. Those are the new ones on the left-hand side if you look on the site. And right below me, right over here, is Rangus the Bionic Pamper Prepper.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to 2022.
He was all
You completely froze up when you went to say hello. You're like, he's got stage fright, ladies and gentlemen.
He's got stage fright on Zoom. That's all right. That's all right. But thank you, audience members. In fact, the music we're going to be leaving you with is Marian Hoxa. It's the song Endless. Check that out. I always, at the end, try and put a little animation, something where you can see who it is in the song.
And it's up on Twitter. Hit them up
All
on
of it.
Twitter.
All of it. Follow. It like, share, subscribe. It really helps out the metrics, believe it or not. And just tell 2 people, like I said. There's so many things I want to get to real quick. Man, before the mics came on, I had a major blow up. See, it's the new year, 2022. 2 things just happened to me. I told Chuck, right?
You finally lost your virginity.
On my on my lip. I cut my lip on my fork. And what I think
Were you jamming it in? Were you just
Was it a spork?
No, sporks are lip friendly. What he's eating with is like a medieval fork that was forged out of an old sword that was broke in battle. Still had the one razor edge on the tine.
I thought maybe he was going to say he's getting a lip tattoo.
I think what I did was, have you ever on some? Do you guys?
Your mouth hole?
No, you guys probably have a ton of silverware. I don't. Well, I do.
We have like an 8-person serving thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we have an 8-person.
We got 30 years ago for a wedding gift.
No, I get a lot of Goodwill forks and stuff like that, and I wash them, Chuck. Yeah, I wash them, so it's okay. But what I did, I think one of them was made, I don't know, pewter or something. Have you ever?
It was like an old one from the colonial days.
Right.
Probably lead. It was probably lead.
It's a lead fork. All of a sudden, his gums turn purple and his teeth fall out. I don't know. It's my favorite fork.
it's all bendy. Like you can take it.
It used to be a bunch of Dungeons and Dragons figures that they made out of lead back in the day, and they just melted them into a fork
Melted them into a fork.
for a medieval festival. These are made out of figurines of an orc
Someone pounded
and a griffin.
pounded it into a fork in a cup. No, yeah. Can you imagine I'm using it to get cough medicine or something? And I'm getting lead poisoning the whole time.
That's from all the paint they used on the figurines. Don't worry, it'll melt away when we melt this.
Exactly. It'll be perfect.
No, what happened is I think when I was I had my fork.
Did it have like Odar on the handle? Who's this? Oh, it's Odar's.
Were all the tines the same length, and were they all straight, or were they bent pubic hairs curled all over
Like
the
it
place?
went into a garbage disposal.
Yeah.
I've had forks like that before that are just kind of all like that.
They're for trapping peas.
I
They
think,
make a fork just like that for trapping peas. It
have you
just
ever
goes right
done
over
this?
them.
Like you ever go to cut a steak or something, and the knife goes too close to the fork and scrapes against it, or no?
No.
And I think I've done that, and it caused like a metal burr.
Shaving.
Yes.
First of all, I'm going to call bullshit because you ain't got a knife that fucking sharp.
Oh
Fair
yeah.
enough.
I got some knife.
He was using an old axe,
just
an old axe blade.
hacking
He's just
away.
hacking it.
Right, and I did, and then I put it in my mouth, and I was like, and then it hurt. So I was like, well, I looked down at the fork, and I could feel like a burr on it. So I thought, well, maybe if I
Was it Raymond?
Raymond Burr.
So I put it in the washer because sometimes when you wash silverware, it takes
Sure,
away
it'll
burrs.
get rid of that metal burr with the water pressure.
Yeah, that water of what, 10 psi?
It might
knock
get a
off
meatball off your plate, but it ain't getting rid of that fucking
Right.
burr on your tine.
And
Right.
half the time the meatball doesn't come off.
I know. Isn't that I don't understand. I don't understand that.
Okay, all right, serious question.
Go
My
ahead.
wife and I argue about
Go
this.
ahead.
If I'm not a rinser of
Before you put it in the dishwasher?
I dust it off quickly, but I don't clean it. Throw it in there. If when I take it out, it's still dirty, I just leave it the fuck in there. What
I
do you
agree.
do?
Yeah. So do
Well,
I.
yeah, you go just to let it go for another round.
That's what I
It won
yeah.
a free ride on the dishwasher ride.
Yep. That's
Now,
what
I
I
don't want
do-
your ticket, Mr. Bull. Just
No.
go again.
There are some things that I soak overnight, though. Like, say it's a pot that I made spaghetti sauce in or something. I will.
I just wash that. I don't even put it in the dishwasher. I
Yeah, just hand wash
it.
a big pot.
I
It takes,
can't.
it takes up too much room in the dishwasher.
Yep.
Yeah. Well. Yes.
Plus, honestly, our pots that we have, they say they're dishwasher safe, but I wouldn't do that because once you scrape the non-stick,
Non-stick.
yeah,
Yes. Can someone explain? I thought that coating is supposed to be all the way through the pan. I didn't think it's just
It's the coating.
coated.
it's
No,
not
that's
molded
why
out of Calphenon or whatever.
It's called a coating, Ed. not
No.
Thank you, Rangus.
impregnated.
No, wait a minute. What about these? Have you ever seen the ones like the commercial where it's
The
copper?
green eggs or whatever.
The
green or
copper
whatever.
pan.
Yeah, the copper pan or the one that's made out of stone or something. It's got some stone coat, and they fried like cheese in it. They swirl it, and the cheese comes right out. That's the whole pan, isn't it? It's not just like a
I don't know.
coating
I don't
on it.
have those.
'Cause
I
here's-
have cooksware that weighs like 10 pounds a piece.
Right. Okay. See, I don't. I have very, very flimsy.
You have
Dollar
camping
store.
gear.
He's got
It's
the
those
fork
blue
that-
and white speckled aluminum pans.
That's right. He's got the fork where it unhooks from the
Yeah.
knife and the spoon. They all lock
It came with a
together.
metal cup
No, if
Don't you
and a
remember?
bowl.
have you ever?
the Swiss Army one where the spoon and the fork would come out?
Oh
Yes.
god! Do you know what's even worse is I got like hand-me-down dishes and pan stuff like that. I didn't get a bunch like
From
with
Goodwill?
from my mom in Goodwill. Yes. So
Well, of
I've
course they're
got
hand
some.
me down from Goodwill.
Dude, I've gotten some. Go ahead, Rangus.
How many are Hannah Montana?
None that I'm aware of. That I'm aware of. But there are. This is the thing. We've had some that it says stainless steel on there, and and as soon as you put anything in there, it sticks to it, and like it's what I mean, like an egg.
Stainless steel doesn't mean it's non-stick. Stainless steel means it's made out of stainless steel.
Exactly, Ed.
No, I've put I've put a bunch of oil, and I cook with oil and butter at the same time. You know what I mean?
And you're so healthy. Who would have thought?
Yeah. No wonder you're gaining weight.
Well, they say I'm not gaining weight. They say
No,
that-
Ed, you're not.
They say that it's one is for
camera.
flavor, one is for cooking. Oil is for cooking, and butter is for flavor. And so it's not.
Have
to
you
mention-
ever put oil in a pan for a grilled cheese sandwich?
No, I actually.
Then you're
haven't.
cooking with butter.
No, because here's what I do: is I put butter on the bread.
Ed.
Yeah, but you put a little bit of butter in the pan.
No, I don't. I just
I
coat.
do.
I coat the hell out
He
of the
butters
bread.
the inside, puts
No, not the
the
inside, outside.
cheese, puts it
Yeah,
on
you
the
butter
bread,
both sides of the
then
bread.
he sticks the iron on it. He toasts it with an iron.
Oh,
No, I don't do that.
you're
What
supposed
I
to butter both sides of the bread, Ed,
You do. You butter both sides.
inside and out, for a grilled cheese.
really?
Yes, you do.
I
Says the
don't.
guy who puts oil and butter in the same pan. Really,
No, I
really,
don't.
Ed, you're gonna make a face.
I don't. When I do grilled cheese, using that
You
as
put
the
pickles
example.
on your grilled cheese.
Oh God, yeah. I've had a grilled
Wait a
cheese.
minute. Bread and butter or what type of pickle? Because you've intrigued me. I've never done that.
Ooh, I
Oh,
like-
okay. You
I
make
like
your
the
grilled
dip.
cheese, but after it's done, you peel it apart, which looks like a vagina the day after sex.
See,
and then
no, I don't do that. I do it.
you put your pickles on. I never cook my pickles in the sandwich.
I do.
I put
That's
the
what
pickles on after it's
No,
cooked.
I'd want them cold and crunchy after
Exactly.
the fact. Now, could you
Negative.
Rangus, you got to give it a whirl.
No, yeah.
can you do a slider, the stackers? Could you do a stacker pickle that's like the whole length of the sandwich?
If you can get
Sure.
the bread apart, fuck yeah, you can.
No, you put it in ahead of time. That's when I make
No
it.
way.
Like I'll do tomatoes in a grilled cheese sandwich too. I'll put tomatoes in there, and I'll put it all in the same. Like I'll make ham.
Can we edit this out, Chuck?
What? Why?
I
It's
know.
so
I don't
good.
even want to talk to him about food anymore.
Why it's so good. And then I put it all together, and then I flip it, and it melts it all together into the thing. To try and peel it apart when you're doing it. It's
yeah, but
terrible.
then your vegetables will be hot. It's
You're-
like the
you don't want your shit limp.
no. You want to make DLT where the hot stays hot, the cool stays cool.
Separate
for all the young
Put them
kids,
together.
that was the sandwich at McDonald's in the
That was,
80s.
that was a marketing gimmick at
And it
McDonald's.
was
Oh,
amazing. I
God.
loved it.
Anyways, I cut my lip. I cut my lip
Yeah.
on the fork, so I threw the fork in there. But what just almost got me was what I was eating. It just erupted on me. Is since today is the day after we still had some left over. Is tradition for New Year's Day is you have the pork and sauerkraut. All right,
Right.
Now,
We had the pork. We didn't have the kraut. And by
is it-
pork, I mean I had Canadian bacon, which is pork.
it's supposed to be. Well, if you technically have sausage links, would that be?
That's pork.
That's pork.
They
You
didn't
have the
say
patties.
what form.
I didn't understand where that tradition comes from
I
or
don't
what
either.
it's
And kraut is
German.
just an add-on. It
Is
it
it?
really is traditionally pork, and then people added kraut. So
See, I had the people will argue the difference between bag sauerkraut and can. And I don't
they both are, unless they're in a sauerkraut ball, I'm not eating it.
really. You don't like sauerkraut
I don't
at
like
all?
I like sauerkraut balls. I do not like just regular kraut. Like kielbasa and kraut, I'll take it because the kraut gives the sausage some flavor, but I won't eat the kraut.
Really?
Yeah.
So you'll put it on there, let it juices on there, then scrape it off.
Well, yeah, normally it's cooked in it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I'm sorry.
So I just get the sausage and whatever Klingon's on it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to eat kraut off a piece of sausage. Now, if it's deep fried with some ground up spicy sausage in a fucking ball of
Sauerkraut ball?
dough, I'm eating it.
Now, is it a texture or is it a flavor?
No,
altogether?
it's the taste. It's just the taste of kraut. Now, when you deep fry it, though, it takes on a different taste. You know what I
tastes
mean?
like the oil in the batter. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so I'm good with
why.
that.
So
I'm good with
you
Hey, better.
Which explains my girth,
right. So you basically
my holiday
just-
girth.
no matter what it was, as long as it's deep fried, you'd eat it.
There's a lot of stuff I'd eat deep fried.
Would it? Now I've never had. Now I've had deep fried. I think I've had deep fried cauliflower, and it
Yeah,
wasn't.
that's good.
It's too. It's too watery. It's like when you bite into it. It's like someone was able to.
It wasn't fried right. It was the breading was bad or something because I've had it. And
I've
it's
never.
not
Every
that
time
way.
I've had it, it's not watery.
It's not
Yeah,
watery.
it's
How
like
old was the cauliflower you had?
A year.
Oh, well, in that case,
No,
it'll be watery.
I had it at the place. And I'm gonna say it. I don't care. I don't care. I'm like a honey badger. Don't give a shit. I'm gonna say there is a place near us.
New year, new you.
near on a new. That's right. A new year, new me. I'll do what I want. Whatever. I'll do what I want. I'll do what I want. Whatever. On Broadway, there is a place, the Gyro House. All right.
Oh, I like Gyro House.
Uh-oh. This
Why,
is
did you
what.
get fried cauliflower?
Oh, that's where I got that there. And
You went to the Gyro House for fried cauliflower.
no.
I'm going to stop you right there. You go to the Gyro House for gyros and fried chicken. You don't go to the Gyro House for fried cauliflower. You go to the fried cauliflower guy at the fair.
You go to the fair, the guy in that barrel thing at
Yep.
the end of the
The
Grange
fried
place.
vegetable guy.
Yes.
Fucking amazing.
Right by the goat barn.
Yep.
Ed froze. There you
No,
go.
There
I'm
he
here.
is.
What are you talking about?
There
I'm
he
not
is.
free.
He's
You
back.
guys, I'm back.
You were froze. You were froze.
You Ed, this was you. You went
Yeah.
froze.
He was trying to ease down onto the new dildo for the. He got
You
for the new
walk
year.
in and you walk right down the causeway and you
a
go
little
right to
bit
where the
past
Grange is.
the Wellington Band Booster booth.
Yep. Well, the Grange is where you sit down and eat, and then the goat barn. There's a barrel trailer, and that's the fried guy right there.
It's got good fried vegetables.
See,
I only go to the fair for food anyhow.
Oh boys, poor boys, and the fried vegetables and
Yep.
the ice cream.
I'll even do steak on a stick.
I don't understand that. I've never had that steak on a stick. I didn't get it. It's just basically meat on a stick fried,
It's
right?
steak.
Yeah, hence the name steak on a stick it showed.
It wasn't cauliflower on a stick.
See this is what happened.
Bananas.
I went to the gyro. Well, I didn't go for that specifically,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I refuse. This is the first part. Is I refuse to go there anymore. This was a while ago.
What?
I refuse.
Oh, I love that place.
Every time I've gone there, every time they fuck up my order. Every time. It's
100%
almost
of the time. 100% of the time.
yes, 100% of the time. 100% of the time, I've gone there and they fuck it up. And
See, I don't
This
have
is
that
an
problem.
example.
Do you order for like multiple people?
See, this is okay. It started out.
That's
That's why.
gyro with no sauce, red onions only, and meat.
Runny cauliflower.
That's why I can't
Half chicken, half beef.
right for work. These dumb son of a bitches at work, they do this. I go, okay, I'm gonna go get my. I didn't bring in lunch, didn't pack my lunch today, so I'm gonna go get myself something for lunch. And they're like, oh, "You're going? Are you going somewhere?
You
for
going
lunch?
somewhere?
We're going
You
somewhere.
fly all by.
There it is. You fly, I'll buy. And I'll go, God damn it. And then they'll say, well, where are you going? I was going to go to the Gyro House. This is before I stopped going, or before I was still going. And they said, okay, yeah. Oh, you're going to go? Okay, great. Okay. I'll
Do they make an announcement to the whole place? Everybody come up front with your orders. Ed is going to the gyro house. Ed is going to the gyro house.
That's the first issue that's a problem.
And
right.
then they make you stop somewhere else on the way back because it's on the way.
Oh, I hate that. See, I stopped doing that too.
No motherfucking way. I'm going to one place and that's it. And you're paying for your own shit.
Right.
If they give you enough money.
That's another problem because they don't give you enough for tip.
They don't give you enough money because prices have changed, or they'll say, "Oh, I want special order everything," and then I feel like it's my responsibility because of the fact that I ordered it, and then when you bring it back and it's fucked up, you know what I mean? Then they're like, "Oh, I asked for no pickle on my sandwich," and then they start eating it. Oh, by the way, you got his sandwich. Why you eat? His has no pickle. And
one has extra pickles, one has none.
Right.
Damn it! I asked for extra pickles.
This is I didn't know it was yours. You dumb shit. No kidding. And then, or there's something missing out of the bag. Everybody ordered fries and there's one fry missing, and you're sitting with your like, God damn it. So I give them my fry. So I don't have a fry, and I got to go
up
back.
And drive back. It's a block away, and then they'll usually hook you up with stuff.
But I got tired of that.
So you started packing your own lunch or just sneaking out and not telling anybody?
No, I didn't. It wasn't that. So what happened is I'm like, mother, and it was simple stuff that would drive me insane. Like they have these fish sandwiches there. All right. So I'd say, okay, I'll take the fish sandwich, fish and fries. You get fish and chips, whatever. I'll take that. I want extra tartar sauce. And sure as shit, you look in the bag and I'll even ask before I leave, is everything in here? Yes. And then I'll say, the extra tartar sauce? Yes. And I get back, no tartar sauce. Son of a
you know what?
bitch.
You're better off going to Fligner's and getting a pre-made $5, $6 meal.
Or
like
Arctic's, if you're looking for that. Arctic's, right on Colorado's got amazing fish sandwiches.
Do they?
Oh my God, are you kidding? You get a fish
that.
sandwich from Arctic's, you're not going to be able to finish it, Ed.
Have you ever gone to these places where it's instead of like, okay, McDonald's has these square processed fish.
Oh, no. You go to
Whatever.
Arctic's, it's not a square.
Right.
No.
And
It's a fish.
And it's not the right. It's like a plank, an actual, and the bun is this big, but the fish is this big.
Yeah.
Is that down by Ernie
Sticking
Paper
out.
Tube?
It's right by Colorado and the 21st Street Bridge. It used to be called the Office Bar.
Yes.
Yes, across the street from it. Yeah.
Go there, though. So
And I
anybody in
didn't-
our listening area, if you want fish sandwiches, go there.
I did not. I'm gonna have to check it out. I did
Yeah,
not
it's good.
know that they're first.
And if you're looking for fish food to just cook, they got really good seafood there.
well, I knew that
Don't,
they
like, take home.
sold. I knew you could go in there and like buy shrimp or you
Yeah.
can buy lobster or whatever.
Yeah.
There, I didn't know they actually make it
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So I'll have to check that out, man. Yeah, but is it outrageously priced? So that's another
No.
thing. You go to these specialty shops and they charge you an arm and leg for it. And that's the part that I can't, you go in for, okay, I want a fish sandwich, $15. I can't afford that.
Yeah, you can. You're Ed Money. Ed motherfucking Money.
Anyways, let me get back to the fork. And so I
Fucking fork.
I cut my lip on the fork, so I chucked it in a dishwasher. Opened the.
You should have chucked it in the trash.
Thank you.
I'll go dig
You
it
could have
out.
got a whole nother set at Goodwill or Salvation Army for a nickel.
So what I was eating
Could
was
have walked upstairs and got one from your mom.
the pork.
Because she's got about 20 sets. I'm sure of it.
She don't have to go to Good fucking Will.
There's
I
no
had-
doubt in my mind she's got about 50 forks upstairs.
all soldiered up in the drawer.
One knife.
Yeah, and it's a butter knife, and it's all bent. It's another.
It met its fate in the garbage disposal.
No, someone tried to use it as a screwdriver.
That was
Oh, yeah.
you.
Who hasn't? Who hasn't done that?
God, dude, I'm telling you. Yeah, so I had this sausage and sauerkraut, and I thought everything was okay, but it
Not so much?
It attacked with a vengeance because this is just before the mice came on. I'm like, you guys are talking about food, and all of a sudden I felt little rumble. I thought, And have you ever gone and you're like, I physically saw my stomach go in like as I was going,
like a tsunami. Oh no! A big
You
shit
saw your
tsunami.
stomach recess.
Yes, I did because I think it was gas. I think it was just the sauerkraut was fermenting or something. I was turning into kimchi. So what happened is it was just, if you ever gone, like you go to the restroom and a little bit comes out and you're like, but then all of a sudden for whatever reason, like the gates opened and your body just went, oh.
Oh, you got rid of the early ticket buyers first, and then general admission came in.
With a vengeance.
It's a sold out show, standing room only. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. It was like the Black Friday shoppers. How they remember? I don't know since COVID if it's a thing anymore. How they'd open the door and people would just bum rush the department to try to get like a TV for $5 off.
They bum rushed the toilet. Yeah, they did. They did. And that's what just happened. I was like, oh, God. And I could physically see my stomach recess.
Was it the kind of shit where you get like those cramps without even trying? Like your stomach goes, there it is. There it is. She's crowning.
I had to tell Chuck the other day that I accidentally pooped. And I told him, remember I asked you because I asked him.
I'm here.
Ed's not here.
Ed's pooping.
I'm here right
Ed
here.
is
What are you
frozen.
talking about? No, I'm not.
And pooping.
No, I'm not.
Either we're
There.
frozen on Ed's end.
Yeah, you're frozen on my end.
There, Ed, you're gonna have to start over because you completely froze.
You're kidding. No,
Chucky and I could talk back and forth, but you went poop and that was it.
on my end, on the recording end, everything was fine. It didn't say anything.
Yeah, but you were frozen on our end. We were sitting here talking.
Solid. Chucky and I were carrying a full conversation on,
And you were
looked
like
You
this.
were constipated.
Yeah. So you said you accidentally pooped.
That's all we heard.
Yes, I accidentally.
You don't accidentally poop.
Yeah,
you
no.
lose the battle, but you don't
No.
accidentally poop.
No, what happened was I accidentally pooped. I went. See, here's the thing.
Were you
is-
in the bathroom when this happened?
Well, yeah.
Did you pull like
Then you
something
didn't
out of your
accidentally
butthole really
poop.
quick?
You
No.
accidentally poop is what you did when you dotted your truck, your old truck. That's an accidental poop.
That's
that-
losing the battle.
That's losing the battle. No, what it is it was like later in the night, and I didn't turn on any of the lights, because I thought I don't want to
You
fully
wanna
wake
all
up.
the way up.
I didn't want to wake all the way up.
I get it.
So I go in, and instead of standing to pee, I sat down, and I directly next to my commode is the counter. Excuse me. So I put my head like this, kind of leaning against it with the lights off because I didn't want to fully wake up.
You fell asleep?
No, no.
You just laid your head down on the toilet paper roll?
On the counter, like on my arm like this, and I laid it down
Okay,
like
so
this.
you lay down your head down on the counter while you were going pee.
And I was
Because you didn't want to stand up and pee because you would have woke all the way
I
up.
would have woke all the way up. So I'm laying like this, all relaxed, and then all of a sudden I had to fart, which is no big deal.
Because you're sitting on the shitter.
Right. Well, I don't know why. Maybe it's a push muscle. Have you ever done it do girls experience that where you're peeing sometimes and you while you're peeing? Have you ever added urine?
Probably, because they do poop, Ed.
I mean,
I know it's hard to believe, and all the people out there that don't know about this, chicks poop.
Chicks poop. Yes. So I went, and all of a sudden, yes, it's exactly, and I went, oh, I pooped because now.
Well, you were on the shitter, so it wasn't a big deal.
So was it like
Not
a
you
rabbit
shit the
turd?
bed?
No, it was like a.
Oh my God, were you still half asleep when it happened?
Well,
You suffer
yeah.
from sleep poopnia.
So your asshole just relaxed and a turd fell out.
I wouldn't say it relaxed. It's.
Well,
I
it
mean,
did something.
because I would worry that if I'm in bed and that happens, I don't know if I die, and that's what. And I just.
Yo,
Yes,
he's
that's
not all
what's
right.
gonna
Look,
happen.
there's shit in the bed.
I mean,
It happened.
really? What? Did someone was sleeping?
That's what happens to people.
When they die, they poop.
They relax and they poop.
Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, I get that. Right. They release their bowels.
That's why if you ever sleep in and somebody comes down and there's shit in your bed, he led a good life. He had a good run. Poor Ed.
See
What? I had to drain my shit to bed. Oh no.
No, that's the thing. Because there are guys or people that I have known, not saying me, I'm just saying people that I've known that yeah, really what Rangus is saying, known, that have peed the bed before or that have go ahead, Rangus.
Admit it or get fucking lambasted by it. 2021.
Yes, I carried your mattress out, remember?
I was sicker than a fucking dog. Yeah, I was sicker than a dog, and I was like half asleep, sneezed, farted, and shit, and then went, "That's awful fucking wet."
Kidding.
I shit
You're
myself.
kidding.
Oh, that happened to me a couple years ago. I told you
Yep.
guys about that.
You
I had about 102 degree temperature,
Yep,
and I'm like, oh god, let me just fart. Oh no.
exactly. It was
And
like
you're so weak, you can't get out of bed. You're like, God dang it. And you're trying
Well,
to like
now-
scooch to the edge.
not let your ass touch the sheets or nothing because you don't want
Right,
anything
but
to
it
skid
was
mark.
It was just pure cappuccino.
So the
there was-
problem I had was I sleep commando. So there's no cushion, no string.
There's no
Wait a
barrier.
Exactly.
Wait a minute, Rick.
So I had to go into the bathroom, shit, shower, come out,
Come back,
strip the bed,
Strip the bed. Hope
Put it in the
that you
washer.
didn't get any on the mattress.
correct, and then I just threw a fucking towel on the bed.
Oh, he did. Yeah,
Back to sleep.
right. No, wait a minute. Wait.
I put sweatpants on.
You were saying you were sleeping naked at the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Would
I
you
do every
wait, Ed?
night.
When you sleep, are you naked or do you have like boxers on or?
I'll tell you what,
Just go ahead, Rangus. Go ahead.
I sleep commando.
Yep.
And when we go somewhere and I have to put pants on, I can't sleep as good because every time I go to turn, they're catching,
get twisted.
or they're pulling. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
No, see, okay, it varies depending on who. If there's a person in bed with me.
Well, like some dude, some random homeless guy you
Yeah.
picked up.
Somebody you're digging mud with or something.
Oh, he's digging mud, all right.
Exactly.
Digging mud.
So what? Like you really don't have any girls over. So who could it be? Relatives?
No, I'm just
Random strangers?
Relative. It's just
Hey, Uncle Bobby, come on down. I sleep naked.
That's right.
Come on.
See,
You want a spoon? I'll be Big Spoon.
my thing is this: that when it's a challenge to if you're sleeping naked and say in the middle of the night you got to go to the restroom, all right, so you got to pee.
Okay.
Don't you worry that you might dribble and have a little dribble and then it's on the sheets? Then
No.
I shake it off enough that and then as I'm going to my room,
it's all
I just
over.
wipe
It's
it on
on
the
the
wall.
wall.
I just wipe it on the wall as I go back to my room.
Or who's ever robes on the bed.
The wife's towel hangs right there by the sink. I just wipe it on that as I go out.
There you go. Boom. No fuss, no muss.
it's a secret.
Why do all my towels smell like pee? I don't know.
Well, I got that new towel warmer, so it just dries them right up.
Right. Most
Did
of
you
the
get a towel warmer?
Most of the time.
plug in or
I took a
hardwired?
picture of it. I got a towel warmer. It's hardwired. It's actually in the shower side,
Oh,
so you just
God.
walk from one end of the shower to the other to get to the warm towel.
Our shower's not that big. If I walk from one end to the other, it's one step.
Is it-
Mine's probably 5.
What's the advantage of having a towel warmer like that? I don't understand.
Warm towels.
Is warm when you go to dry off. You put it around you, and your towel's nice and warm. When you hang it, it's dry in like an hour.
Yeah, but what about the mold? Don't you worry? Don't you worry that mold will form?
You have
on
to
it?
be wet to mold. It's dry.
Ed.
Hmm.
Ed, how long does it take for your towels to mold in the pit of despair?
I want to go back to Ed shit in the bed. Finish the story.
I didn't shit the bed. I'm just saying I accidentally I didn't poop in the bed. You said you pooped in the bed.
You pooped in the toilet.
I pooped in the toilet, and then I
And
woke
in your
up.
truck.
Yeah, and then,
Now he's his arms on the kitchen on the bathroom sink. Now
Yes.
I gotta fucking wipe.
now I
God
gotta
damn
wake
it.
up and go to the restroom. And I asked
You were
Chuck-
done. All you had to do was wipe and go.
Yeah.
Wash your
No,
hands.
there was one time I asked Chuck about this. There was a time.
And did I tell you stop talking and save it for the show?
Yes, because this is what
Okay.
happened. Is I went into the restroom. I decided I just farted, and I thought no big deal.
Were you already on the toilet, or were you like standing around looking at yourself in the mirror? Remember when you used to look like Tom Cruise head? Yeah.
Did you
That's totally
splatter the
cool.
wall behind you?
No, I was sitting on the toilet, and I was late at night again, and I just I farted. It was just a fart. It's just a fart.
It wasn't just a fart, apparently.
And so I was like, okay. And then, so have you ever had a fart where you're not, there was heat, but it didn't feel like there's any.
Was it an SBD fart? Because those are usually hot. And the hot silent ones,
Yes.
those
Damp,
smell bad.
Musty.
Now, if it's a loud fart and there's
Musky.
heat, if there's a loud
Musty.
fart and there's heat, that's
Yeah.
when you worry.
loud
Silent hot ones, you're good. Loud hot ones, you better check.
Explain the theory behind that on how you think that an SBD
Just living, man.
Well, I'm saying
Lessons learned.
so for whatever reason, I thought I had swaz or whatever.
Blew a little sweat off your asshole. It was so hot. I was just blowing sweat off my asshole.
So I decided to clean the undercarriage. And see, there's nothing worse to me than if you ever go in the restroom and you go to the restroom and toilet water splashes up on you.
Well, hold up. Here's
There's-
my rule of thumb. This is a little life lesson. Whether you're in public or wherever, flush before you sit down. Because sometimes you ever get drunk and pee clear.
Yes.
Don't know who did that in the toilet before you. They could have peed clear. And boom, you got pee clear up your butt. Always flush before you sit down.
But this is my house, so it should be.
It doesn't matter, Ed. I've seen your
Get
house.
into the habit now, and then you'll never have to worry about it, Ed.
There you go. Always flush before you sit down.
I will.
Just since you're home, you don't have to use your foot.
And there you go. And I still
have you seen the pit of despair?
I still use my foot. No, do you know what's worse is I put those
Why don't you just
blue.
piss into the sink down there?
Chuck already says that I've got a pee tube.
He's got a pee tube that goes into the sump
Go to
pump.
the sump pump and just piss. Yeah.
Oh God, that's horrible.
It burns up the little tadpoles in the sump pump, though.
It burns them up. They get
Horses.
seahorses. Who's this? I got seahorses in my sump pump.
You know, nothing in that basement would surprise me.
No, I don't.
Maybe the
don't.
mice ride them.
I was gonna say I saw a mouse riding a moray eel in a sump pump once.
By the way, I did catch another mouse. I felt so bad. That trap Rangus just had before the mics came on. The mouse trap that he had down there with him, and I think he's
Mouse
frozen.
holding the reins.
He is. Is he frozen to you, Chucky?
Yeah, he's frozen.
Look
All
at
right,
the
Rangus, you're frozen.
There
he
it is. Okay, that's the mouse trap. Wait, is it got the
Is that
cheese?
the one with the big
Yeah,
paddle?
It's
Yeah,
got the big
I got
paddle and
those.
cheese. Yeah,
You get them from
yes.
Drug Mart for like $4 for an 8-pack.
Right. And here's the thing. They said supposedly that little cheese is supposed to smell like
Nah.
some kind of cheese, but I put peanut butter. I smudged
That's what we
I
do.
put peanut butter on it.
and those things are Here's the thing. That little piece of plastic
Then you got to hook the wire under.
that's
Yeah.
how did he do that? Dude, I do that and it's like you know what I mean? It takes you at least 5 tries.
No,
to
there's
get
a
that
trick to it. You got to lift up the piece of cheese with your finger and hold down the other side with your other hand and use the remaining finger to flip the bar up. There's a trick to it. I learned after about, oh my God, I broke my finger. Yeah.
So you hold the bar.
Yes.
And then you pull the cheese up so that it's locked.
Then you put the bar on it. It works really well.
See, maybe mine are worn. Maybe I've got so many.
Killed a lot of mice with those things.
I did. Yeah, mine aren't like Wayne's. Wayne's has jaws on his.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah, see, and I got a mouse the other day, and the wire went right down the head of the mouse, where his little eyes were bulging out like this, and you could almost see like it split his teeth.
He didn't live then.
You are mean, Ed.
I didn't. Well, I did do it.
Did you see the ones that electrocute mice now?
No,
they got snappers in them.
Yeah, the mice goes in there and it goes towards the back where the cheese is, and it steps on this plate.
You're kidding?
No.
That's kind of inhumane, isn't it?
But that takes a 220 plug, doesn't it, Chuck?
No, it just takes like batteries. 220, it melts it. It fucking melts the mouse.
50 amps at 220, it just vaporizes it.
It's just gone. Don't put your finger in there, kids.
It's not like a bug zapper where the mouse just explodes.
It's like a mouse electric chair.
You just sweep the ashes out and set it back up. It's got an ash collector.
It's like you're a pellet stove. It just, all collects in the bottom.
You got a pellet stove mouse trap. He just
incinerates them.
Just
augers them right down.
He's got a little Freddy Krueger in there.
Yeah, it's got little Freddy Krueger claws on the outside. Come on in, mouse. It's got the black and red striped outside. Like a sweater.
We have a charcuterie of cheese in here for you.
Oh God, no! Yeah, I caught another one incidentally. That's what I wanted to say. And what do you? And I know they're fresh sometimes, like when you
because they're still limp.
Yes.
Because when you flip the trap over, they sag.
Their tails move.
When
they're old, their tails are like.
Yes.
You can undo the trap and hold them by the tail. They're straight, right across.
Like James Earl Jones did in Conan, he fired the snake. He could do that with his mouse tail.
Do you reset the traps, Chuck? I throw them out.
I just throw them out, mouse and all.
Yeah, that's what I do.
No, I reset them.
I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm not
either.
No.
Throw it out.
Yeah,
Why?
they're so cheap.
It's $1.
Yeah.
Oh well,
it really is $1.
I reset them, and I've got.
And I'm not gonna go down the road and throw $1 out the window.
Right.
But the trap did its job, so I felt I got my buck out of it.
Well, I had many at one time. They were. You
had a lot of mice down there. It was
a campground. They did. They had.
It was
they were
mouse refugee camp.
They were having concerts.
You almost
here.
needed a Pied Piper.
I did. No, and now they're all but gone, because like I said, I'm now getting one every 2-3 months, if that.
Right on.
Well, I would think now that it's cold, they came in from the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean?
And again,
when it was warm.
And I've got them. I got in all the spots. Remember you guys right up above us at the
table? Where they
table?
were pole vaulting onto the fucking table?
Oh, God, yeah, man. That one launched
kamikaze mice.
Yeah, that fucking thing got launched.
He had a headband.
It had fucking goggles and the white and the Japanese flag as it fucking
I saw a little parachute when he neared the ground, and then he ran under the stove.
he had a little leather coat on, and
little paratrooper,
paratrooper one. Yeah, and he landed. He ran away. Oh God, it was horrible. Yes, but I did. Another thing I've noticed. I wanted to ask you guys this. When I go to the store, I see random people plugging their phones in. I was at Drug Mart.
Somebody plugged their phone in at the Drug Mart?
To charge the wall. They were plugging, and it was a girl. She was sitting there while someone was shopping, just charging her phone. And I thought, yes.
I can say I've never seen that.
Oh, I saw it at Drug Mart.
You know what, though? I'll be honest. Like, when I go to a store, I don't go in there to browse. I go in to get what I got to get and get the fuck out. I'm not like, oh, look, a sale over here. Oh, look at that. No, I'm like, all right, I need 2 loaves of bread and a dozen eggs. In and out. That's why, like, when people are like, oh, I saw you at, say, Drug Mart, I'm like, man, sorry. When I go in a store, I'm in and out. I don't hang out.
Is it
So
'cause
I'm
you don't-
okay with that, Chucky, except when I go to Giant Eagle, I look for the buy one get ones put in the freezer, like meats and that
okay.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But otherwise I'm with you. Here's my list on my phone. Da 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 da. I'm out.
And I'm on a speed run. I'm on like Guy Fieri's grocery speed run. I'm throwing shit in my cart and rolling.
Is it that you don't like being around the people, or you don't
no.
I
I
being
just
in stores at
hate-
all?
I just don't like. I'm not a grocery shopper guy,
Sure.
and if I'm going to
Sure.
a store, I'm going for something. I'm not going just to walk around. I know what I want.
Let's just say,
You know, unless, dude, if they brought back like a Toys R Us, I'd spend like 2 hours in that motherfucker. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. But no. Or Ben Franklin's. I'm in Ben Franklin's a while because that place,
I like Ben Franklin's.
because it's just like, oh man, I had that model when I was a kid. Or
The model
you know,
aisle, I could spend an hour in there looking at shit.
now, do you still get RC parts there or no?
no. I this last summer I hardly went, and the summer before that I didn't go at all. They were both, COVID summers, so I didn't know
Right.
what was going on. I didn't know, here come to find out, everybody's been flying but me.
Right. They used to have RCs in the window, didn't they?
Oh, at Ben Franklin, yeah, they still
Yes.
do. You can
Yeah.
still get stuff there, but like I said, I haven't needed any parts because I haven't crashed because I haven't flown. First day going back, I'll need some parts.
See, that's a craze that I can get the plane part. I can kind of get, they have RC boats. I see that,
Yeah.
but they have RC submarines, and I don't
those-
understand that.
I don't
because
know either.
You
I'm-
can't
it's not my
see what
thing.
the hell you have.
Well, they're in a pool, so you can.
Oh, is that
see
where you do it in a pool? I mean,
You're not going to do it in Lake Erie, are you?
Your bathtub.
I don't-
Bathtub up. Down. No, some of these submarines are like 8 feet long. They're crazy.
Yes,
If you
they're
look
insane.
the videos up on YouTube for they actually have boats, like they build naval boats, and they have
yeah.
battles. They shoot BB like these bearings at each other, and the submarines shoot little torpedoes out.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, dude. Look
That
them
would
up on
be-
YouTube. It's
that would
pretty
be kinda
cool.
Because how would you do that? How would you see a submarine out on a pond or something?
Yeah, I don't think it would unless it
Or
had
they
a
do
camera
it in a
front, I don't
pool,
know.
or
But
they do it in a pool.
They do the ones I've seen. They do them in like pools, like 3 foot deep pools or whatever, like at the IX Center type place.
I'll
Anybody
be
from our
damned.
area, it's a big convention center.
I
Sorry.
did not know that. Now I
Yeah,
just
look them up on YouTube. And I have been watching because I search for like obscure stuff on YouTube.
sure.
Matchbox cars or Hot Wheels.
Yes.
They actually have people that take those, put new tires and axles on them, and race them down these tracks.
Get out of here.
But there's these guys that do that, and they have commentary, and it's so fucking funny. But the racetracks, I'm like, if I had Hot Wheels, I would probably do that because they got like turns the whole 9 yards. They're freewheeling.
Is it a
So
long
they're like
track?
soapbox derby.
Yeah, but they're Hot Wheels. You got to look it up. They're Hot Wheel races, and the guys' commentary are doing it like actual race commentators, but they're funny as fuck.
You're kidding. I
Yeah,
have
but
to
then
look
their
that up.
sponsors are all like the aftermarket tires and shit you put on these cars, and they haul
Real.
ass. And the tracks are done up like the model trains where they got the trees and the buildings and the spectators. It's pretty cool.
But for how wouldn't the race be over super quick?
No, their tracks are pretty long.
I know. See, that's a part like people that do
Slot cars,
slot cars.
love slot cars.
I would get. I've watched them, and it's going so fast. I don't know how you keep track of it. I mean, they zoom by, and these guys get really
How do they keep
into
them
it.
on the track? Don't you got to keep them at a certain speed, or they flip off, or are they
You just we
did?
It's magic.
Quite a few years ago, a bunch of us got we each bought a set of the same brand track. You know what I mean? So we had this huge track set up at a buddy of ours' place, and we would like just drink beer and race for money, and it was hysterical. And because you're like straight away, "Eh," and then you get to
Right.
the curve, you're like.
See, no, the ones I've always seen had like little wheels, to speed up, slow down, speed up, slow down.
I've never seen those. Are RC cars I've seen with those.
Is that
Those
what
are
I'm
for
thinking
steering,
of? Is that what
and
I'm
the
thinking?
trigger is for going forward or backward. It's
The trigger is for speed, but the one Chucky didn't have a wheel on the side.
the trigger on the slot cars was for speed. The RC cars, the wheel on the side was
Yeah.
directional, like it turned
Right.
your car.
Maybe that's
And
what
then-
I'm thinking.
Then if
Steering.
you pushed your finger forward on the trigger because it had like a catch, if you push your finger forward, it would go backwards. If you pull the trigger back, it would go forward because there's
So-
reverse gears on.
So what would you do if you you sneezed? You could
You either go
lose-
really fast or stop abruptly.
You blow out the transmission.
There's a Illyria Hobby out in Illyria at the Illyria Commons. They have a track set up, and those guys race out there. It's pretty cool to see.
It's for shit. That track has gone downhill. I don't know
No
if it's
way. They
just
redid
because
it
of
last
COVID.
summer. They
Did
redid
they?
it last
I thought
summer.
it was
Yeah,
there.
it's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you still got that RC car from back in the day, Rangus?
Dude, somewhere. I was just thinking about that white one I put
Yeah.
together or something.
They just re-released
Yeah.
those kits. You can buy the whole
Really?
kit now for like $180.
I bounced that thing all over the motherfucker.
They're fast.
It was quick. It had knobby, air inflated
Yeah.
tires on it and everything. Yeah,
Was this an
I bought a
RC
couple of
or
new-
a
RC.
slot car? RC.
Yeah, I bought a couple of extra engines for it for faster and stuff like that, and a quick charger and a bigger, higher power battery so it would run longer.
Oh, dude, dig it out. We'll go to the track. It's pretty fun.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't even know where it's at.
Right on.
Hey, I even bought the charger that worked on your car. You clipped on the car
Oh, yeah.
battery,
Yeah.
so you can, if you were out, you could charge it and stuff.
So
Who was
this-
it?
Then you
Was
go
it-
to get in your car and leave.
What was it? Was it Keith Coynes' brother that we tied the Roman candles to and was down at Mill Hollow and was chasing the beach chickens or whatever around with them?
I wasn't there for that, but that
Oh,
sounds pretty funny.
We taped two Roman candles to it, lit it, and then we were driving around. It was shooting the Roman candles off and everything at the birds.
On an RC?
Yeah.
A little RC car?
That's
Well, it
pretty funny.
wasn't. The RC car was about a foot long.
Yeah.
Dude, I've seen even military, like tanks. People have RC
Yeah, they shoot
tanks.
BBs too. Yeah.
I mean,
Who was it? It was Keith's brother that built the helicopter and crashed it.
Yeah.
Built a helicopter with a 3-foot rotor on the top of it. I mean, it was like $1,000. Spent this thing, built it all together, never took a flying lesson, took it off, crashed it. Within a minute, it was crashed.
Yeah, but he put it back together and got pretty good at it. I'll give him that. So
Did he do
Yeah.
it on purpose? It was one of those.
no, you don't want to crash $1,000 helicopter on purpose.
He never took any lessons to fly the damn thing.
Well,
He was just like, "Fuck it, I got this."
and just started off, and there you go. Those things, 3 foot, that's dangerous, dude. You could take someone's head off.
Yeah,
You got them with actual jet engines in them.
the planes, yeah, but those things are like 10 grand.
Yeah,
I don't
but
have
grand
that
is
kind
what
of
I
money
was
to
gonna say.
spend on a toy.
Chucky says for ones like that, at least the club you said you belong to, you actually have to get a license, don't you, to be able to fly that?
To fly any of the planes there, yeah. It's not a license. It's like a club test because they don't just want some schmo going in there.
Crashing into the
Yeah, because,
audience
I mean,
around the place.
Even if you're doing a trainer plane and they're going 60 miles an hour, something that weighs 5 pounds with a spinning blade of death coming at you going 60 miles an hour,
Right.
it could kill you, you know?
Yes.
before Chucky, before they were battery, they used to run on what, aviation gas or what?
No, it's glow fuel. It's just glow fuel. We still use
Oh,
that.
is it? Okay.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah,
that?
I'm switching all my stuff over to electric though.
to kerosene?
Because kerosene. No. I think the jets run on kerosene though, or something. It smells like kerosene.
Yeah.
But the planes, when you have just like the glow fuel, the fuel, airplane fuel, it like you have to adjust the motor like every time you go out because of humidity and pressure and this and that. So you're constantly fucking with it, and that kind of got old for me because that was the cause of many of my crashes because I wasn't good at it. So electric, I'm like, it's either on or I'm out of battery. So
No, do you get the same power using an electric one or no?
they're pretty nah. You
About
get probably the
3/4.
same amount of power, but you don't get the fly time. Like with my trainer, with my the fuel motor that was on it, I could fly for like 20 minutes. Not that you want to fly that long because your eyes start going buggy. You know what I mean?
Right,
Because you're always
yeah.
trying to figure out the direction of your plane.
Right.
Because it's easy to get fucked up and you go left and you're like, you know.
It's going away from you. Left is left, or right is right. It's coming at you. It's
Right,
the
and
opposite,
sometimes
or if
you
it's
lose your
going
bearing.
diagonally.
Yeah. So,
So
but
wait a minute, side
with the
question.
with the
Side
electric,
question for you, Chucky. Have you seen these drone races on TV?
those are amazing.
No, I was gonna say those guys are wearing VR glasses.
They're wearing
The
goggles,
drones
yeah.
are 100 feet away from them, and
Going
they're
200
flying
miles an
them,
hour.
and they're flying them in loops and ups and downs and old abandoned
They got to go through
malls.
this whole obstacle course. Yeah.
And they're doing it on VR, and they're making it look like it's the simplest fucking. It's like going 10 for you and I, Ed, going 10 mile an hour down the highway. That's how they make it look. It's so
Wouldn't
easy.
you get disoriented and I mean,
Dude, let me tell
literally,
you something.
like, get queasy?
Guys at the flying club, they have those, and I put them on one time. They're like, you got to sit down. And I'm like, why? They're like, because if you never worn them, you got to sit down. I'm like, all right. They took their plane. Now this was a plane, not a drone. They took the plane off, and I'm like, yeah, you're wanting to fall out of your chair and shit. If I would have been standing, I would have fell over. It's crazy.
These drone guys, when they're flying 4 to 6 at a time,
Racing
against
each other.
and they'll touch and they'll just fucking explode because the rotors
They're
will
made
touch
for
or
that, though.
something.
They're made,
Right,
you know,
exactly. They'll fly apart.
Yeah.
But I go back to the story, but I tried to watch these drone races, and these young kids, they all start sitting, running, and they go 3, 2, 1, and they just take off and they fly. And they're, you see a drone that flies horizontal. These are flying almost like 90 degrees because they're flying so fucking fast. And they take them around a corner, then they got to go up, and they got to go down through a tube and come
through
back
tunnels,
out.
and then
so
the very
they're
end has a
upside
giant
down in
net.
this VR that catches them all.
Yeah. So me, when I tried flying a drone, I can go up.
Yeah.
You're good at the up part.
I'm good at the up.
Yeah.
I can hover. I can like go left or right. That's
See, I don't
about it.
understand that. I've seen ones that are controlled by phones. You ever seen that?
Yeah,
Where they
I've seen
can-
those, yeah.
Those little mini ones,
Yeah,
the mini
yeah.
drones. I don't get that because what kind of images do you get off these? Do you get really good imagery off of these or no?
I don't know about the phone ones. Off the VR ones, fuck
Yeah.
yeah, you do.
Yeah.
It's like you're
It's
sitting
like-
on top
it's-
of that fucking plane.
It's like you're sitting on top of the plane.
Wow, you got
It's pretty cool. You guys got to come down to the flying club sometime. The guys usually not a whole lot of people there from like,
Right.
well, probably November through maybe April. There's hit
Where's
or
your
miss.
club at?
It's right on Murray Ridge in Elyria.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
by
we'll
the
have to check
ATL
it
kind
out,
of-
man.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
And all the dudes are pretty cool. They're not, you think it'd be a bunch of whatever, but
Right.
they're all super pretty cool dudes.
I'd
And,
rather check
they're-
it out when it's warm.
Can I bring my shotgun and do some practice?
No, because there's a walking trail back there. They would probably frown on it. But they do have, not at our club, they don't have it, but I've seen videos of where the people get the foamy planes, the cheap ones, you know what I mean? And they'll fly them all around, and people with paintball guns try to shoot them down.
On
Oh,
purpose?
just have fun.
Yeah, on purpose. Just to have fun, yeah. Because, I mean, when you wreck a plane, and this is people that don't fly the RC planes and whatnot, the airframe, I mean, it'll cost you maybe $200. The electronics and the motors, that's where it gets expensive. Like the one of my planes downstairs is one of the cheaper ones, is like probably got $600 in it.
Oof.
You wreck it, you take the electronics out, you buy a new airframe. And you can, like I said, $100, $200, depending on what you're putting it in,
See,
So-
that's nice. So you can pull it
But
out.
you
and
start
put it
bending
in.
up props and
Well,
motors
props
and all
are
that.
$3. You don't care about
Oh,
props. Yeah, you care about the servos, the receivers, the batteries.
Okay.
That all adds up, and the motors, of course.
When it crashes, does it like disintegrate? The plane just
They're balsa
disintegrate?
and like this film, the shrink film. You know what I mean? So you
think
build the
that
balsa
thing is-
frame, and you put the film on it. You heat shrink it tight on it, and when it crashes, it's fucking amazing.
See, you'd think that thing would actually be like hard,
Some of them are good.
like a metal frame.
It
You'd think
depends on
that's
your
all-
crash too. If you're just crash landing, you're okay. If you're going right into the ground like I've done, did you ever see a bird get hit by a baseball? That's what my planes look
No.
like.
You gotta be
Look
kidding!
up the video. You can see a bird get hit by a
No.
baseball, and it's just feathers. That's what my plane looks like. It's like wood and this fucking shit.
How horrible is that?
Just
I
splintered
never
everywhere.
heard of that.
Yeah. Then you go
No.
out there, collect your shit up, get your parts, put them in another plane.
Real quick before we run out of time. We
Oh,
said
we're out of
that-
time. Dang it.
well, we're at 55 minutes. That
Okay. Sorry,
I-
guys.
Two subjects: fireworks and strip poker. You said to talk about
Let's
fireworks.
talk- oh yeah. Rangus, me and Rangus were talking, and New Year's Eve, my neighborhood, and he said his too. There were more fireworks
There
going
was
off
a
on
lot
New Year's
going on.
Eve than there was on 4th of July.
Yeah, there was a
It was
lot going on here.
Insane.
Yeah, the dog was going crazy. Our dog, because
Well, I was
Yeah, you
I was
should've-
like, I was asleep, but I was like, oh my God, I woke up at 11:55 and I was like, what the
I don't want to go sit
fuck
on the
is
toilet
all
and
that
fart.
noise?
No,
Yeah.
real shout out to Thailand Charlie and Juan over in Spain and a couple of the other people out there. Thank you for talking to me on New Year's. I went online and we should have done it. We'll do it another time.
How about
An online
shotguns,
show.
Chuck? We had a lot of shotguns.
Did
We
you
didn't
know
have
people?
shotguns. We just had a lot of fireworks.
Wait a minute. They were shooting off blanks like in the air or
Well, God, we hope so, because what goes up comes down.
I was gonna say I don't know what they were shooting off blank. I mean,
how did you know it was a
you go to
shotgun?
you go to local store, you can just tell the difference. You go to a lot of stores, you don't see where it says shotgun blanks. You know what I'm saying? They were probably shells. They were just blasting them up in the air.
You're kidding. Just
Yeah.
shooting them up in the air like
I used to shoot them up when I was in Amherst at the field behind me. You know what I mean? But there was nobody behind me. I used to shoot them up off to the big vacant field where the school's built now.
How do you
behind my
know
house.
how far that would go, dude? That could
Oh,
go
you
to.
don't.
Most shotgun shells, yeah, they're not. I mean, they're small BBs. They're not
It's
going.
birdshot.
Yeah, bird shot and stuff.
They're
I'm not
shooting slugs.
Yeah, I'm not shooting slugs in the air. Jesus.
4 cars were
man.
killed.
No, was it the slimy slugs too?
They were. You put salt on them and they just die.
They wither up.
They just. They just shoot
The ones
up.
that lived would land on a human and suck their blood out. It was no big deal.
Zombie slugs.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I used to so be afraid. I think I told you guys a story. We went to Rajaland one time. We were
Yes.
kids.
And you went in the pond.
It wasn't me. It was my brother Tony. He went in and he came out and they were like, "Oh,
Leeches or slugs?
They were aren't they the
Aren't they the same thing?
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
thought
That's
they're
true.
the
I
same
don't
thing.
know. Okay.
And my dad's like, "Oh my god!" You know, they got a pull.
Yeah,
He's trying to pull.
You either
them
get a
off.
lighter or
Get your
salt
Bic
in
lighter
them.
out. And yeah.
Dude, yeah, they were just.
I was always terrified of those because I always thought they had poison and like enough of it.
They're infectious or something, aren't they?
Oh, that's what
No,
it
I
is. Yeah,
thought
it
they
was
were-
something.
I thought when they bite you, they inject a little bit of like an antiseptic that would numb you so you didn't feel the bite. But it also it was like an antiseptic. It was clean to make the so they didn't get infected and stuff.
Oh, maybe.
But I thought it numbed it.
They probably got COVID.
You see a couple leeches with cold sores. They've killed.
I said COVID, not.
Not cold sores.
I know you said that. I said cold sores.
They got their
Leeches
they
and-
got their boosters though, so they're just sick. They're not dying.
Leeches with herpes.
That would be lurpees.
Wouldn't that be
Lurpees.
funny? You look down, one's got a tattoo, one of the leeches has a tattoo.
It's got a destroyer from the military on his chest.
Yeah, I didn't know
Oh.
those things could swim because I remember playing in piles of leaves when we were kids. You'd get them on you.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't know anything about like swimming in a pond though.
Oh
leeches in a
god!
pond.
Yes, in a pond. And there was also one time we were at. You just made me think leaves. It was we were in the backyard. We used to have tons of these trees, and we heap up the leaves because
Light
you're
them on fire.
no,
Oh.
no.
Sorry.
You'd want to dive in them, and it was
Yeah, you'd think the leaves would break your fall a little more
They
than
don't.
they do.
no, they
You're just
don't.
basically diving on the ground like an idiot.
Right. And there was one time my older brother just ran because we had this big pile of leaves. And again, we're idiot kids. He ran and jumped on, like you said, and it went right through the pile of leaves. And all you heard him was go, huh, when he hit the ground because, like you said, you're just basically jumping on hard
You remember
ground.
putting your leaves on your lawn so that the truck would come in Amherst and suck them all up?
Oh, they still do that.
Well, we had a guy down the road from us, some crusty old guy. The kids would always come by and like drive through them and knock them all over the place. So he put 2 whole cinder blocks, like 6 of them there, and then piled the leaves up. A car went off the fucking road under him, hit them cinder blocks, just tore the front end of that car up. It drove off. Never had a problem again. If you did that nowadays, they'd sue you.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
in fact, I think going towards
Was it your car?
No, going towards
There's his cinder blocks. He wants it back.
towards the city, or going into town. Here, there was a mailbox that was all
Brick.
brick. Did you
Yep.
see
It's
it?
still
it was
there.
it was laid down on its side.
You know what? That happens at least once, probably once a year. It'll be overlain in the middle of the road.
Yeah, and I thought you weren't allowed to do that anymore.
I don't know. He put it back up and it's bricks again.
You know where I'm talking
So
about?
as long as it's breakaway, as long as they leave a section of it that it'll snap off.
Oh
you're
no,
supposed to be-
this whole thing was a tower.
really.
Yes, it's right over by Autumn Ages, right across from it. It was laying on its side in the driveway, like someone clipped it, and it was all you could see.
Brick.
It was all,
real nice brick, like the same brick they built the house out of.
yes,
Yeah.
and I thought for sure because I thought you weren't allowed to do that because
There is a law you can't put anything permanent in the right of way. So
but
supposed to
you're
not do that.
people
Yeah,
are
but his
driving
lawn
in
isn't the
your
right of
lawn.
way.
I know that's a part,
there's every roadway has a right of way off to the side.
I did
You're
not
talking
know
about
that.
the curb lawn.
Yeah, there's a right of way.
Just
For your
like
sewer, your water, all that stuff.
all on my road here, people are putting pallets in front of their mailboxes
For the
Oh, for
plows.
the snow
for
plows.
for the plow because the plow go down and just take the whole mailbox completely out. You know, and all you see is like
Was that a fart, Rangus?
that was
Did you
a
hear it?
lot. That was yes.
I heard it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to loop that one. I did want to ask you.
Welcome 2022.
I did want to say this real quick. When we were younger, it made me think. Chuck and I were talking earlier about going to this one place and this one girl that this guy we went to school with, his girlfriend. Maybe I will look her up, Chuck, because you said look her up.
Yeah. Okay,
One guy, and it made me think of when we were kids. Did you ever try and play strip poker with girls?
Yeah.
And it never worked out because, like you said, and the girls would be like, "Okay, that's cool," and the next thing you know, they go in the
No.
other room and they come out with like 85 layers of
No,
clothing.
we did it, and then everybody played fair.
Well, naked.
Yeah.
It never
And I
works
found out they were stacking the deck, and I was sitting in between two girls. So, girl on left was naked. I was naked. Girl on right was naked. Nobody else was
Nice.
naked.
Nobody else.
Nobody else. Everybody had their shirts on and everything. Here we are, like,
And they had
wait a
cards.
minute.
Did they have
And then
cards
somebody
sticking out
yelled,
of there?
"Oh, so and so's mom's home," and we ran to the bathroom and got dressed.
You're kidding.
No,
Oh God, dude. Yeah, no, there was one I got a chance to I kind of liked her. I don't remember the girl's name. She moved. They lived behind us at the time, it was crazy houses too. For the audience out there, in case where I live, behind me was this section called Hidden Valley. And they had
the valley.
these crazy slab houses. First of all, which I'm not a fan.
No, they're all split levels.
Well, not all of them.
Cuesta Verde Phase 1 was slab. Cuesta Verde Phase 2 was split level.
A lot
That
of
was the
them,
style, man.
they were slab out, and I never liked slab. In fact, my brother used to have a slab house, and the front door opens at the same level you step
Yeah.
in, and
Yeah.
you didn't feel like you went anywhere. Like you're outside, step in, you still feel like you're outside, even though you're inside.
I was just always worried, like, how do they keep it from flooding?
They don't. They have a lot of stories where the heat vents and stuff are holding water and it's pumping heat to your house and it's pumping all that humid water and shit like that, you know.
Fair enough.
If they didn't put the drain tiles around it right, no, they held water under those slabs.
Yeah, see, that's and anytime you had a problem, you had to carve
jackhammer up the fucking floor.
jackhammer up the floor. And
But they saved a shit ton of money by not digging a basement,
Right.
breaking up a basement.
Right, or a crawl space.
Yeah, but you ended up paying for it in the end, especially when you wanted.
Well, that wasn't their problem. They
That
sold
wasn't
the
the builder's
house.
problem. That's right.
And then another thing I didn't like about them is back there is that everyone had window AC units, and
Well, that's because those houses weren't forced air units.
Central
they were,
air wasn't.
because they didn't have they didn't have duct work.
Yeah, they
First
had
of all-
they had electric baseboard heat.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
electric
none
They
baseboard
didn't have
heat.
gas. It was all electric.
Right.
That was during the energy crisis in the 70s. And the thing was that those houses, remember, I'll say,
It was like sleeping in a shed.
Yeah.
You couldn't even get relief by going into the basement.
No, it was. And on top of it, it was always, the floors were hard because it was all concrete.
It was concrete. They put the padding down in the carpet. It was just
Right.
like, oh, my knees are killing me.
Yeah, all the time.
The
And
GD knees.
GD knees.
it was so horrible. And then everybody had these window units, and that always to me was just obnoxious. And the heat in the wintertime it was so dry.
Oh, yeah. It was electric.
Because the electric, and you never felt warm, no matter what.
No.
I mean,
You could lay in front of that thing, and you would have like a strip on you that felt warm, and everything else was cold. You were like that hot dog on the roller dog machine.
Yep. Your front was warm or your back was warm, but not both.
Not both.
I used to go over my friend James's house. You guys remember James?
We talked about this on a prior show.
Yeah, right. And his bedroom, like I told you, he would stare at his hands and try and envision that his hands were on fire to be warmer. He would do that. He'd go,
Dude, like at my parents' house, it was an old furnace, man, and my bedroom never got any heat. So I would like be in my bedroom like sweatshirt, sweatpants, because back in the
You
day,
had
it was
wooden floors too.
Yep, wooden floors. And dude, my room was always cold. And like my sister's room was warm, mine was cold. My parents' room was freezing because that's the way the ductwork went.
Right.
And I remember being in bed with like 5 fucking blankets on, socks,
It's like a sarcophagus.
I was like, dude, if something happened, I would just be a mummy. They didn't have to do anything. I was a mummy.
My dad turned all the vents off upstairs.
Are you
and then
kidding?
Closed all the vents off, hung a giant drape at the top of the steps so that the heat wouldn't go upstairs at all. Then he would put the thermostat at like 66 degrees downstairs.
You're kidding.
Yeah, Rangus's house. We were all, none of us were rich growing up.
None of us
know what
were
I mean?
rich.
Right.
Yeah.
But,
We're all blue collar, so we had to
but if
save money how we did,
Did you guys like light candles in the room to help?
No, my dad had a fireplace in the living room, a Ben Franklin stove. You know what I mean? The living room was nice and warm.
My dad had a kerosene heater, one of them fucking kerosene heaters.
Yes!
in the living
Oh, yeah.
room.
My dad has those in the basement, and
Yep.
boy, I'll tell you what, though, I didn't realize how
Stinky.
fumey those things
Yep.
were
Oh God, yeah.
until
God.
just recently.
I
was like,
remember
damn.
sleeping with one of them astronaut blankets, some foil blankets.
Yeah,
I would put it in there, and every time you moved around, crinkle, 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 crinkle. I would have the sheet, the astronaut blanket, and like 2 comforters.
Wait a
and
minute.
move around. And it was like you're sleeping in an aluminum foil.
You slept with aluminum
Yeah.
foil.
Dude, I remember those.
too.
Those were like all the rage. Gotta have an astronaut
Yeah.
blanket.
Yep.
And then we had a friend that lived in Wellington, and their whole house was heated by a fireplace. It was like a fire.
It was
lime
a giant
fireplace.
Franklin stove on the back porch.
Yeah, and it actually worked pretty well.
What do you
The
mean?
way it was
I don't remember
designed.
Franklin stove. What do you mean?
They were like these. They weren't
You know
like
what?
potbelly stoves. They were
Dana's
big.
was a potbelly stove.
Oh,
It was still
okay.
about
See-
6 feet tall.
Ours was. It
You
it
could
looked
cook
like
on the top of it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Ours you could cook on it, but it was like
Yeah.
this cast iron monstrosity that was a fireplace, and it had like ornate legs and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Like a potbelly stove.
But it was not potbelly. It was more.
Dana's was a potbelly because I can remember his parents would move from the front of the house to the back of the house because their back bedroom was right above the stairwell where the heat would roll up to the upstairs, and they used to portion off the house and move, except for
and it was a
Dana's,
big house.
Dana's room always was, he had a big down comforter that we just, shared up in his room up there. But
And he
it
had
always,
this thing. It was like a giant fucking down pillow. It was like 8 feet long and about 5 feet across, and it was
Yes.
a down pillow.
It-
And I'm like, "What is this?" He's like, "You sleep under it." And I'm like, "Yes, I will."
Yes. Oh my
You're
God.
kidding.
No, it was like 8 inches thick.
Yeah,
Down. You just, that was the only thing you needed. When you put it on there, it was like a cocoon. You were
Yeah.
fucking warm. Didn't
You
matter.
slept under a pillow, a
was
down
awesome.
pillow.
It was like a giant down comforter, but it was like
8
8
inches
foot
thick.
wide, but maybe 8 foot wide because it would hang off the bed, and it was maybe 10 or 12 feet long, maybe 10, but it was like 8 inches thick, dude.
It was, yeah.
And it was.
You
it
got
was
under it, dude.
pockets.
You're like, eh.
So it was pockets. Every say 8 inches was a square with the down in it, so it didn't all go to one side, so it stayed evenly throughout the thing. But you didn't need anything. I mean, you could have slept outside with this fucker.
Yeah, just watch out for the leeches and the leaves.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen people that have down coats and then they go like this and all the
I have
things
one.
go, they all stick through the
This
quills.
is my
the
big green
stems.
puffy coat. I used to wear it to work, and then it got a hole in it, so every time I'd move, feathers would fly out. Now it's my snow blowing coat.
Yep.
Got oil on it and everything else now.
Is it warm?
Fuck yeah, it's warm as down.
It's
Yeah,
down.
but I don't get it. It's like, I guess I've never owned one to know.
Oh my god, dude, down coats are warm as fuck.
Yeah, I was
You
always
would sweat in them.
really.
Not Ed, he's skin and bones looking.
That's right.
Powder over here is about to bend a spoon.
I have very little blood in my body.
I got to get going.
All right, man.
Well, audience members, thank you for listening. You've been listening to Late Night with Ed Money here on the website, which is edmoneylive.com, where it's real people have real conversations about life. Normal listen to myself, Ed Money. Right over here is CPAP Chuck.
We'll see ya. No sound
I'll-
effects.
I'll try and put it in, and maybe I'll do that. I'll get bored and I'll throw some sound effects in
That's cool.
editing.
Yeah,
Right below me right here is Ringus the Pamper Prepper.
Good evening.
And a bionic Pamper Prepper. Audience members, check out all the things. Like, share, subscribe. Tell anybody and everybody to
check out our sponsors. Check out
everything.
all our sites.
There's so
We've
so
got,
many things.
like, a lot.
It's been great. Thank you for all the things you do. 2022 is going to be even better. Again, we're going to be leaving you with Marion Hoxa. The song is Endless. Check it out. Thank you for all the things you do. Don't be materialistic because it gets you nowhere. And always remember that you are a somebody. And after that, we are out of here.
You've been listening to Late Night with Ed Money, brought to you by 3 Bowls of Crunch Production. Late Night with Ed Money is a copyrighted show, and any unauthorized reproduction for sale is strictly prohibited without written and or verbal consent from Ed Money. Otherwise, we'll find out where you live and beat the shit out of you. Thank you for listening.